Hello. Welcome to JIBRIN ANGLE on Oweleke TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. I want to read a news article to you, and thereafter, I think I'll make my comments if you don't mind. Where is this news? Yeah, I'm sorry, I do not have that long time enough to put it on the screen for us to read all read together. But I try my best to read it to the best to the way you can understand clearly. All right, it's about Rotimi Amechi, the past transport minister, the past former governor of Rivers State, who was a very strong power broker in PDP. Before now. Unfortunately, Rotimi, everybody knows that Rotimi Amechi is politically irrelevant now, unfortunately. And that is just it. Although he's someone I like personally. I like him for something, not because he's not corrupt. He is. He was corrupt as governor. After all, how did he make his money? So he was corrupt as governor. He was corrupt as public official. There's no doubt about. But there's something I like about Amechi. I'll talk about it briefly later. That is why I still, even though he's corrupt, I have some level of respect for him. And I always respect people with such tendencies. That's just the reality. That's just the truth. All right, let's read. He's talking about hardship in Nigeria, actually. The title, the headline is Hardship. I am angry. I cannot afford diesel again. Rotimi Amechi. Amechi says he is angry that he cannot afford to buy diesel. Do you believe him? Amechi is... he looted Rivers State government. There's no doubt about it. He looted government money, even as transport minister under Buhari. There's no doubt about that. He is equally corrupt. But there's something he does that other corrupt officials don't do. That is one thing I like about him, though. Because, and that makes me to respect him, even though he's a corrupt person. Because if you have such traits, it obviously means that you have something good in you. It's a virtue, actually. All right. Let me read the article now. Former Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi has expressed frustration over the perceived complacency of Nigeria. Sorry, let me put on my glasses last. I don't like straining my eyes. I was warned to stop straining my eyes, even though I can read sometimes. Okay. Distraction. Complacency of Nigerians in the face of ongoing economic challenges. Okay. In an interview with JIBRIN TV, Amechi criticized the lack of proactive responses from the populace, but particularly the youth, regarding the rising cost of living. Amechi, who previously served as the governor of Rivers State, noted that he anticipated a surge of protests from young people demanding action against the deteriorating economic conditions. I'll come back to this statement here. He said, people should be angry because you cannot see a group of people stealing your money without doing anything. I am really angry with the citizens because they are not doing anything. Look at what happened in Edo State. Should any politician be campaigning in Edo State? See, some of us cannot afford to buy diesel again because it's costly. Naija News understands that Amechi's call comes hours after the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, announced that it had increased the ex-depot prices for premium motor spirit, PMS, better known as fuel for marketers. NNPCL retail, I think that is it. Anyway, yeah, we all know, okay, let me read the last word. According to the National Oil Company, the ex depot price in Lagos is 1,010 naira per liter, while in Port Harcourt it stands at 1,045 naira per liter. So yeah, that is it. We all know that pump price has been increased in the country, and that is it. Anyway, that's not my point here. All right. Okay, I said I was going to go back to a certain paragraph, a specific paragraph. Yes, Amechi, who previously served as a governor. Yeah, okay. Amechi, who previously served as a governor of Rivers State, noted that he anticipated a surge of protests from young people demanding action against the deteriorating economic condition. Honestly, I am on the same page with Amechi on this. Again, let me calm down. Let me talk about the traits I love about what I love about Peter Amechi, even though he is equally corrupt as other politicians. He's someone who has never held the truth from the public. I don't know if you have been taking note of Amechi's personality. He's that kind of person who says it the way it is. Even criticizing the government, even including the government he serves. He spills the beans. He's the person who is in power yet spills the beans. He's the kind of person who benefits from the corruption yet spills the beans. He just says it the way, just those things that politicians are not known to be saying. The things they do behind closed doors, he brings it out to the public. What they think behind closed doors, he brings it out to the public and informed us. So that I love that about him. That's just the truth. Is that transparent and is that truth, even though sometimes the truth could be detrimental to his interest and to himself. It's sort of so. It's some of the things even he said during Buhari's regime, even when he was his minister then, on a transportation minister. Honestly, I was surprised that he was not fired. I was surprised, even though yes, he played a prominent role during Buhari's election, but even at that, for someone who criticizes the leadership of his party or the organ, the element that actually brought him to power, it was courageous for him to do that. Nothing happened to him actually. Anyway, but that's just it. Now back to my point. Now he talked about he expected protests. What happened during the presidential election and nothing happened and people or whatever. Unfortunately, we Nigerians are not only docile, we are adoptive and adaptive in nature. We adopt unwanted situations that ordinarily shouldn't be adopted. You don't just go and adopt a child. Even when you don't want that child. People go for adoption because of the passion, the love they have for either less privileged or people or orphans or people who are in desperate situation, in their time of in their low times. So you must have something inside of you, that a fire inside of you to be able to adopt. That is what I mean. But Nigerians, we adopt situations, we adopt conditions, even when we have the option to say no, to resist it, to reject it, to decline it. That is the point. We do not only adopt situations and conditions, we eventually adapt to it as well. So we Nigerians, we are adoptive and adaptive at the same time. And that is what we have done since the inception of our great nation, Nigeria. And that is what our leaders identified and have been exploiting from that foundation to date. Our leaders have been exploiting our our limitations. They've been exploiting our weakness. They've been exploiting our myopism. They've been exploiting our shallow-mindedness. They've been exploiting our love for self. We love ourselves too much that nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to get injured. Nobody wants to lose his or her freedom for another person to gain freedom. We are all we are so selfish and self-minded. The self-consciousness in us it stinks to high heaven. That is the problem we have. Our leaders identified this weakness from inception, and since then, they never stopped hammering on that. They never stopped exploiting us in that direction. And that is why whatever they give to us, we tolerate it, we adopt it, and adapt with it. That is just the unfortunate aspect. Because under normal circumstances, we have reached, for those of you who watched my previous episode, I talked about breaking points. Nigerians, our leaders are corrupt thieves, criminal leaders they have pushed us to our breaking point. At what point? When are we going to feel broken to react? When is the time for we Nigerians to feel pushed to the wall, for us to turn back and bite? What is the right time? I expected it in 2023. We did not do that. Peter Obi could have led that, but he chickened out. He was a coward, as far as I'm concerned. And now, since then, it's been over 16 months since this criminal president, Bola Tinubu, became our president. Nigeria, since then, 16 months now, Nigeria has become far worse than what it was even during Buhari, before he took over from Buhari. Yet Nigerians, we still feel we have not gotten to our breaking point. If the powers that be, the Tinubus and his cohorts, did not take us, we didn't feel broken. We didn't feel gotten to our breaking point during the 2023 election, after the 2023 election. What about now that things have deteriorated even far lower than then? Are we still saying that we have not gotten? Of course. Why should I ask this question? Our action answers my question. Obviously, we are still saying that we Nigerians have not gotten to our breaking point, even with the poverty ravaging our dear nation. Even with everything in decline, the educational system, the power sector, the health institution, the infrastructural system, everything, the economy, everything is in deep decline, not just gradual decline, deep decline, sharp decline. I think that's the right word. Sharp decline. Yet we are saying that we have not gotten to our breaking point. So if we have not gotten to our breaking point, so what else? When? What else do we expect the government to do to us to get to our breaking point? Because as I said in my previous episode, every human being has a breaking point. We may be adoptive and adaptive as Nigerians, but we still have a breaking point because we are human beings made of blood, flesh and blood. We have a breaking point. So if going by all that has taken place so far, We have not gotten to our breaking point. The establishment have not brought us to our break. So, what exactly, at what point will our breaking point be accomplished? At what point? Men, Nigerians, we are strong. If after all these things, even where we are now, we still feel that we've not gotten to our breaking point. We are not there yet. Wow. We must be superhuman beings to have tolerated this much, yet not gotten to our breaking point. Wow. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. Otherwise, we may wake up one day and find out that our dear country, Nigeria, is no more. And this is my angle.